Greetings! How is it going today, humanity? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure I'll figure it out sooner or later. Oh yes, Torment. More Torment. As if we haven't had enough Torment. Let's have some more. This is going to be me diving in an effort to do the last bit that I did a year and a half ago. And we'll kind of go from there. We'll figure it out together. We'll see how this goes. This is... I kind of have a path for just very generally, very broad terms. I'm going to try to proceed against the thing coming up. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and hit load game because I am not sure where everything left off. Yeah, we've got an autosave that happens a few moments after this, so we'll go ahead and just load the autosave and see where we are. See, yeah, we were just for the sake of my own edification once again as I look back through the saves so I can get some idea of the timeline. The last time we tried something like this, right? Or the last time we did any bits of the gamery was June of 2019. We did deliberate saving of the game, so that was yeah, that was the last time we tried. So it's been, you know, year and a half, gonna be 2 years soon. So we'll see where we are. All right. Here we go. You know, also I should probably, well, let's wait. Let's wait before I do that. I was thinking about going ahead and grabbing the cheat sheet that I was going to look at, just so that I can get through this bloody thing. But we can wait. We can wait. I'm going to check over my stuff one more time, real quick, before I jump into what is about to come. What is about to come involves a lot of running and screaming. I don't know if defending people really is going to have any effect on anything. Word on the streets is that it has absolutely no effect, but we shall see. I am linked with the data sphere. Okay, so that just provides us with some of the boosts we currently have. Okay. All right. We should level up. We apparently can level up. Let's do that and see if we can figure out how leveling up works. Okay, select one of the following options to spend your experience points. You can select each option once per tier. And the options open are increased stat pools or ability or skill. So if I do this, then there are things I can... Smashing. Smashing's always fun. Persuasion's always fun. Initiative. One might say it would be nice to have that. I mean, cipher use is the one we really kind of should be increasing. Because that will give us the ability to hold more ciphers. We don't have to offload all of that to Rin, necessarily. Ability or skills. Abilities that we would have to possibly increase, we could Onslaught, Flash, or Entropic Shield. Do we not already have things not unlike this? What do we have already? We have Flash at Novice. I have the desire to now turn off this sound that is coming through because I did not do it. I shall now mute my phone. There it is. Muted. Okay. Back to this. What did this give us? +1 in endurance. Okay. Clear mind. That's nice. Okay. Mind barrier. A lot of these are buffs. Right, sorry. The abilities we could do, because we already have a thing like Onslaught. We already have a thing like Flash. Entropic Shield is interesting. It's like we already have this. So getting it again will do what? I'm not sure. I have a feeling we're just going to use this slot for Cypher use. This, on the other hand, is probably what we should do now. Was there any question? I don't think there was. I don't think there was. We are just going to try to have the mightiest brain in all of the planet. 20 intellect. That feels better. Alright. We're actually not very far from our next advancement either, so that's cool. Yeah, I think a lot of what we've done since coming back has been in our own head, so I don't think we'll have the ability to advance anyone else. Alright. So that's the thing I'm glad we did. Shadow Step is good. What's the other bonded thing we haven't put on yet? The Brace of Mighty Calastor. +1 Might Edge. -2 to the Might Pool, which would leave me at 6. But +1 to the edge. +1 damage per effort applied. Max +6. So unnecessary attacks. You know, recent history inside the brain aside, he doesn't really do a lot of these kinds of attacks that would require might as much. Encephalic Rush, Spray Flesh. And these are Mirror Casters. This is a Buzzer. The weapon I currently have is a light melee weapon. I've already got ranged stuff. Here, let me organize this just a tiny bit. There. So the healing thingies we have are Spray Flesh, Encephalic Rush, and Concentrated Spray Flesh. Okay. The Spray Flesh will come in handy. It says 3. Do I have 3 of them? Do I have 11 of these? That looks like that might be helpful. Okay. Yeah, I'm just sort of going to be spinning my wheels probably more than anything else. If I dive in here, main quests are currently non-existent apparently, so we need to get more of those. All right. Well then, off we go, I reckon. I'm going to go ahead and save it again now. Because of course I shall. Of course I shall. This is one of those times when you do that. Alright. More sorrow. One can never have enough sorrow. Okay. Saves, good. I see a thing coming in. Let me just check to make sure that I don't... No one needs me for anything. Okay, no, okay, good. Sometimes one picks up messages. One has to check. One must check these things. Alright. we're back. We are also should we pull that other thing up just so we'll have it at our fingertips? I think we shall. Just while we're here. Whilst I am here. Oh, good lord. Okay, yeah. Windows. How do windows work again? Okay, there we go. That's exactly where I wanted to put it. Okay, good. That's where I wanted to put that screen. All right. That's been dealt with. Let us now proceed to lots of fire.
Yes. Now.
Fettles are status effects or conditions. They may be positive, negative, or status changes, and are indicated by small colored arrows on characters. Here we are. Never have a day that goes like this, you know, when nothing but sorrow fragments all over the place. Everything's on fire. I've woken up to days like that before. Your eyes snap open, and at first you fear you've fallen deeper into the labyrinth, another fathom. Flames rake the ground around you, the bedrock buckling under the heat. The image of Adiris resolves as your vision adjusts to the searing light. Her composure is beginning to crack. You can see the fear in her eyes, held in check only by her iron will. You're awake quickly now, while you were inside the mirror. Gods! The shields have fallen! The sorrow is breaking into the sanctuary! She scans the area. It's destroying our home. The others are trying to hold it back, but tell me first, did you find what you were looking for? Yes and no. The Resonance Chamber will destroy us all if the Changing God activates it. Now, before I said the first is still alive, which increased certain tides. I kind of am wanting the blue tide more than any of the others. I worry about telling her this, that the Changing God is alive inside my mind and trying to take over my consciousness, because that might send the wrong signal. Let's just go ahead and tell her the thing we went there to find. And, I don't know. I mean, telling her that it's interesting, right? Because if here we say that she's hiding in the bloom, then that will be a piece of information we have given. That will be important. That if she survives, she might be able to help us with that. If, on the other hand, we talk about this, that's, you know, something to kind of guard against. That, I think, might be the more immediately important thing for them to know in case any other bozos come around and try to do something with the chamber. Blue tide, there we go. You mean the first was right all along? You must find a way to stop him. You must not be allowed to succeed. I knew he was the pinnacle of selfishness, but this... Yeah. Now we must deal with the situation at hand. A few have already escaped, but most are trapped within the rubble and flames. Some too terrified to move. You must get to the teleportation platform and flee. Save as many as you can on your way. That would be great, wouldn't it? That's what I tried to do the first time around. Although the dome no longer encircles our sanctuary, the generators may hold enough power to slow the sorrow's progress. They can be activated by placing your palm here, wherever here is, and whistling this tune. Her dry lips rasp a 5-note descant that you commit to memory. It is time to converse with our friend, the dictionary. Once more, because I've decided I want to do that. And no one can stop me. No one, I say. Provided the dictionary is working. Let's see. Now, the dictionary wants to pronounce it
descant or descant.
Descant or descant. And apparently it is a melody or counterpart accompanying a simple musical theme and usually written above it. Okay. Variation on anything. Comment on the subject. Song or melody. In part music, the soprano. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. The idea being here that this accompanies the, whatever else is going on. She Plants a kiss on your cheek. Good luck, brother. Let's make sure as many survive as possible. She runs off, her voice raised in command as if the quiet matron of Milavest had never existed. Okay. Crisis initiated. Now here's the thing. Saving people would be great and all, but it's not going to help us. We need to get... Where do we need to get? Over here. Now. We need to find a route that will take us over here. Yeah, okay. This is a pile of rubble that is perhaps movable. These are like mountains! We cannot move them, I would expect. Let me actually put that where we need to. Okay. So, no, we do not have much time. So we would go up through here. We could conceivably activate this if we so choose. See, extinguish fires with the shield generator, remove rubble to clear a path, save trapped Castoff by removing obstacles or talking to them, which is not going to happen very much. However, the Chalcedon. We'll help anyone who's, you know, in our path. Like, we could move this rubble, but there are issues. You just got to get to a place as soon as possible. Alright, so the trick being, so we got to go up through here and activate that. We may need to move this rubble to get to it. Great, great. The only person we're going to have direct access to is the one who's not going to want to do anything. Hey, Hawkeye, hi, how's it going? I'm contemplating the shortest route to get the hell out of this place. So we got to deal with this rubble, and then this rubble to get over here, which is ultimately where we want to go. That's not a platform, of course not, because I remember last time and the platform collapsed before we could get to it. That, I believe, is by design. Okay. See, we got these platforms up here, but yeah, we're not going to make it. So, that's the deal. We just got to do that. Okay. So here's the thing. If he stops and moves this, that'll perhaps, at least nominally, deal with what we're dealing with, but we will be losing time. That's the problem. Come on.
Something to do.
We're going to free these boulders, because we can. We're going to need his strength to free the ones that are actually in our way. He failed. Tile does not dodge. Okay. Syro, yes, good. Hit them. Alright, now, Last Castoff is heading this way.
All right.
There we go. Alright. Okay. Yeah. We don't actually have any actions right now. Rin! Hello, Rin. We want to get you as close to this other thing as possible.
Doing begets learning.
Yeah. Okay, Matkina. That's problem. We're gonna need Eratus to help move the actually big boulder. Yeah, shall we try this one more time? I guess we'll try it one more time. One more time. Spend one of her might. Oh no, no, she's not gonna make this at all. She did, okay, because I spent all of it. A few of the rocks break free, those remaining cannot support the boulders above. The pile collapses and rolls out of your way. There. Make your way out, brothers and sisters. The portal to the necropolis still functions. Okay. Time to run. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about anyone else at this point. Gotta get you over here.
I'm always ready.
Oh, good lord. Sandhand is now fighting another Sorrow Fragment. Grim Syros fighting another Sorrow Fragment. Okay. Yeah, that's no.
Yes. Now.
Oh, good lord. Okay. A few of the rocks break free. Remaining cannot support the boulders above. The pile collapses, rolls out your way. Gonna get you closer to this. Unfortunately, this will require getting hurt. Rin's turn. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna have you teleport someone, I think, to the other side, so that they can start working on this. Quantum Step. Yes! Hey, Eratus! Enjoy your flight! Yeah, there's going to be pain, fire and pain, no matter what we do here. But we'll see how this goes. Let's see. I guess we could interact with that one, but that's kind of less direct. Alright. Let's go ahead and put her here.
It's safe.
Oh, I'm sure it's safe. Wait, no, it's not. It's the opposite of safe. I feel as though this is the opposite of safe! That's very much not safe. Also, it has tentacles, which is fun. Abaddon's Abyss, we're done for! Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Nowhere is safe! Ever have one of those days when the living embodiment of the sorrow just comes after you? I certainly do. That was a lot. God's about it's here, it'll kill us all! I'm not sitting around waiting for you all to snap out of your terror. Yeah, it's a problem. It's not good. It's not good at all. Hey, Makina. we should really go now. All right. Idiri shouts to you above the din. Hope is not lost. The Ferratory. If there's any truth in the legends, then it is our only hope. She looks up at the towering sorrow. But you'll need time to understand it. If one of us is brave, perhaps others can live to find a way to stop it. She breathes in once. I am brave. I am brave. I will buy the time for you and the others, young one. Make the most of it. No, Adiris, we need you. Thank you, Adiris. I will do everything I can to save the others. Why are you doing this? I'll say this. Indigo Tide. She turns away, hearing your words, but ignoring them. A golden glow surrounds her as she steps forward, a kaleidoscope of beautiful colors, the shifting energies of the tides cast into tangible being. She holds her hand aloft, and ethereal fires play around it. The weight of the sorrow's baleful focus settles on her. Your vision shrinks to a pinpoint as the two face each other. Oh no! Attend me, sorrow! What? Save who you can and run! Yep. Expression field. Hey, Eritus, so there's a thing we need you to do. I mean, activating this would be really nice.
Happy to help.
There.
Of course.
And he can't do anything yet. So we're just gonna wait. And turn the second Santan's turn. Yeah, you keep fighting that sorrow fragment. I'm sure eventually that'll be a nice achievement. Oh my god. All right. Must reach rock. Nope, can't do anything. All I can do is make it there. Rin, on the other hand. No. If she just steps there. Can she step quantumly? No, not very well. Okay. Although, if she were to run here, she might be able to get someone over there. I didn't think about that. But it's too late. So we're not going to step quantumly. I'm just gonna send her up as close to this as possible. I didn't even think about it. It's okay.
If you're sure it's safe.
Oh, it's absolutely safe. Oh boy. There's... Wow, yeah, that's yeah. That's a thing, alright. It's gonna be one of those days. Okay, hey, Makina. That's time to go. Focus on me! Oh god. Oh, this is going very well. Okay, Aritus, please move this boulder for goodness sake.
I know. Something to do.
Oh good god, it's lore? Still, 70%'s not bad. Avoiding the sputtering energy, you remove several heavy stones from the pile. The exposed synth tubes flash as some of the heavier rocks fall into them and disintegrate with a hiss. The remaining rubble rests precariously on a single round hunk of stone. There's like more rubble that has to be dealt with.
Ready? I'm always ready.
And there's throwing your weight against the rocks, which is smashing, and try to lever the rocks free, which is lower machinery and perception. Ah, okay. Got it. Well, not much more we can do right now. Last Castoff. You want to get at these?
Yes. Now.
Yes, good. Okay. We're going to use lower machinery and perception to try to lever the rocks free. We're at least a little bit better at that than a lot of other things. 85's not bad. But unfortunately, it's not good enough. God, finding a suitable lever in the debris is simple, but you can't find a good fulcrum. The pipe strains against the weight, but the boulders do not move. Yeah, nothing else we can do. We're just stuck against these rocks until we can do something else. Rin. Guess what we're gonna do? Let's look at that aura of Quantum Step again, shall we? Hey. We're just gonna start sending people across. So like Matkina, for example, I think we can put over here. She's also a cast-off, so she might be able to do something with that. Although, ideally, it should be the last cast-off that goes. This is a great question. I'm just going to put Matkina over there already. And that's, I think, all we can do, unless we, can we do more than one ally? That's awesome! Nowhere is safe! So I'm going to need Rin to have one more turn, and we can actually all be over there, which is nice. Oh boy. Oh, that did not buy a huge amount of time. I feel as though the cast-off has to be the one to interact with it, so I'm going to let him do that. She has nothing. She has like a 10% chance on this. That's great. I should have just had her examine it. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, Eratus. Let's try smashing. You're good at smashing. Ah! Dang it. I didn't get to read it. You twist your hips and something happens, apparently. It's the running around dance. Of course, if I have him move, then he won't be in teleport range quite so much when it's Rin's turn. So I'm actually just gonna have him. There's only one thing left. It's a good question. It's a very good question. I actually like the idea of just having it just be us right now. So although I guess yeah, it would be important to create. Okay, let's be real here. The Sorrow can go anywhere on the battlefield. I don't think that's really in question. So maybe it won't really be that big a deal.
If you want a job done right.
Oof. Yeah, that's... I'm just concerned about what the Sorrow itself is going to do next. Oh, getting back up, are we? We want more. Oh, great. Alright. I guess we can leap up here. Structure is pulsing in a way it wasn't before. It must be reacting to the Sorrow's presence. Okay. If I do this before everyone's very close to where I am, though, then there may be some issues? I don't know. Can't save. If this ends up causing us to leave Rin behind, that's the only problem, is if we end up leaving Rin behind as a result of this.
Of course.
Let me see. Even as the heat of the fire cracks and blisters the skin, the air around this structure feels damp and pregnant. It pulses in a way it wasn't before, some kind of reaction to the Sorrow's presence as it is approached. 3 bone-like handles curl out of the structure as if in greeting. That certainly didn't happen before. A telepathic whispering begins, a cold, cacophonous chittering that is clear despite the roaring flames all around. Something is alive inside this thing. Oh, great. So I can use a tidal surge to force a connection with the mind inside the pyramid, or I can turn the nearest bone. That would be interesting. But if I use a tidal surge, I feel as though the Sorrow will just zoom right in on us there. So we're going to turn the nearest bone. The lever, or lever, depending on which side of the room you're standing, rotates slowly across the face of the structure, lubricated by a mucus film. It locks into place and withdraws into the pyramid. The cacophonous chittering grows louder. 2 bones still protrude from the structure. I'm concerned. Okay, Rin. I want you to use your quantums. Wait. You're the ally. And I'm putting you right about there. And we're going to use further quantums. I know, it's quanta. I understand. We put Eratus there. So we no longer have to worry about moving this pile of stuff. There. Sorrow's turn? Oh boy. It's gonna move around and strike at things. Oh boy. Yeah, that's great. Hey, let's work on this project, shall we? Turn another lever. A few seconds of pushing ratchets the joint into place. It slides soundlessly into the pyramid. The psychic noise grows even more painful, more eager. Only one lever remains unturned. Okay. Guess we're gonna have Eratus turn the last lever.
Why, of course.
Which I hope that whatever's inside is eager for the structure to be open. I hope Rin is not too far away from whatever this is about to happen. Turn the last joint. As bone glides into place, a gurgling screech rakes the sky. The cacophony of voices lashes out, seeking a mind to latch onto. It's seeking you, the Last Castoff. Here we go. Open the territory with the Last Castoff. Okay, yeah. Alright. Well, it's the Last Castoff's turn. As you approach, a voice or 1,000 voices moan in your head, forming a connection with your mind. One side of the pyramid swings open, a swirl of transdimensional energy and biological fluids blossoming inside, a portal with something else waiting on the other side. You can only hope it's not worse than the sorrow that hunts you here. The interior of the pyramid swirls with a mysterious energy. A loud, plaintive chittering beckons.
I'm ready to learn something.
Before you can react, a powerful gravitic force yanks you and your companions into the structure, away from the horrors of Mila Vest. It wrenches the other surviving cast-offs inside as well, hurling them to other places beyond your reach, and you suddenly find yourself somewhere else. If you have a 100% chance to hit an enemy, you automatically gain the maximum amount of bonus damage you could get, regardless of how many levels of effort you apply. Interesting. You're pulled through the ferritory, and the world goes dark. Your sense of sight has suddenly failed. You try to move your limbs and find that you cannot. You're alone, cut off from everyone else. You sense the terrifying presence of the sorrow as it surges through the portal behind you. Knowing you are trapped, it reaches out and is hurled back. Shrieking in fury, its cries vanish at once, as if an impermeable wall has suddenly been raised between you. Interesting. It's very much person who timed this particular message apparently liked to read a lot of Timothy Zahn in their youth. Anyway. In the instant before that happens, however, you sense the roiling, nauseating shape of its mind through the place in your mind where resides, and Um's pain mingled with a wordless rage. Huh. A terrible new sound fills your ears, a chittering, whispering cacophony. Something probes at the edges of your mind. Something vast and incomprehensible. Give in to panic! Yes! Call out for your companions. Resist with all your might. Focus on the chittering sound and try to understand it. Yes! Yes, we must listen to the chitter. We're going to resist with all our might. I have 23 of these things I can use currently. I mean, 65. 65 is not terrible. And thankfully this time it was successful. 2 out of 3. You breathe deeply, channeling your instinctive fear into cold fury. Then you focus that fury against the thing that is probing your mind. At once the chittering sound ceases and you sense the vast presence regarding you more carefully. Perhaps even respectfully. That's nice. A new sound replaces the chittering. A bone-jarring hum. Like the buzzing of insects' wings the size of mountains. It grows stronger and louder. Good Lord. The sound becomes a dull ache that spreads throughout your body. The ache becomes pain. Hot and searing, you grind your teeth, straining to concentrate to keep the intruder out of your mind. Then, without warning, it stops. You feel a sudden sense of recognition and perhaps surprise. The chittering fades and you slowly wake. Oh good, everyone made it. Dracogen! I have no idea who Dracogen is, but he has a cool name. What is this? What new treasure is here for me to find? What new treasure is here for me to find? A friendly voice booms. Opening your bleary eyes, you see an earnest, gray-skinned non-human with a toothy smile. He is tall and wide across the shoulders and exudes great strength. His hands terminate in long claws. That tattoo is in the thoughts as you're scanning his thoughts. So another of the changing God's children has made his way here. It's been a long time. Where are my manners? My name is Dracogen, and you are in the bloom. Though I dare say you didn't expect to arrive here quite like this. His cast-offs always find the most exciting curios for me. Ah. He studies you briefly, his eyes roving across your body with practiced ease. Do you have questions? Perhaps I can answer them for you. Yeah, I have business to take care of. No, no, I have so many questions. How did I get here? All I did was touch the Heraldry. You don't remember? A pity. It must have been something to experience. If you'd come down from the Memavera's fortress, or along one of the roadways, you'd know the path you took. The pathways of the Bloom are strange, and not all its roads are pleasant. I felt others pulled into the Heraldry with me. Where are they? Who knows? The Bloom's motivations are inscrutable, and its tendrils pass through countless worlds and dimensions. If you were brought here by the Bloom itself, then these others you speak of could literally be anywhere. What were those voices? The Bloom is a living creature with a reach across dimensions. Its consciousness, if I may use that term, is unlike anything we know. So unless I miss my guess, what you heard were some of the many voices of the Bloom. Tell me about yourself. He swells with momentary pride. I am Dracogen. I am the man who can find what you need, even if you don't know you need it. I deal in information, and I pay those who work for me handsomely. Ask anyone here, and they'll tell you I trade fairly. You might also ask them what happens to those who try and cross me. I don't think that a relationship starts best with threats. We should work from a common interest. Perhaps you can do something for me. What do you want from me? A business proposition, my friend. I wish to prove my value to you, and then you can provide value in return. I'm very concerned about these shadowy people who keep kicking this person. Like, we're just having a calm conversation, and just a little ways over, there are shadow people kicking a person. That's not cool. I trade in information, favors, and Numenera, and it so happens I know about you and your kind. You're a Castoff of the Changing God, an old acquaintance of mine. Indeed, I have known a number of your brethren. I even know about Mila Vest, your secret refuge. So ask! Ask, and I will do what I can to provide an answer. Mila Vest has been destroyed by the sorrow. So, about Mila Vest. Shock flashes across his features, and he wipes it clear quickly. I am truly sorry to hear that. I had never had the honor of a visit, though I longed to go. Such accumulated knowledge, so many artifacts lost. The value of the pieces would have been worth... Well, no matter, no matter. What's done is done. Yeah, I mean, the artifacts, you can't really get at you can mess around with the artifacts, but you can't really get much out of them, to tell the truth. That is valuable information. I need to think on how best to leverage it. What do you know about Castoffs? I have met your sire. I know that he makes and discards you. I know that the sorrow pursues the Changing God and destroys his Castoffs as a consequence. He smiles. I know more, but my trade is information. We'll speak more of what I know later, perhaps. I know you are hunted, and by what might be considered a natural enemy of the Bloom. Most Castoffs prefer not to come to the Bloom. It is a great predator, you know, and something about the psychic energies of your kind seem to have a great appeal to it. Perhaps some residue of your sire's life. Yes, some residue. He gives Matkina a slight ironic bow. Matkina is an exception, of course, for she has some extensive experience here. Milady, I have not seen your face in some time. Dracogen, I'm surprised you're still here. She is cool and distant. I'm surprised you're still here. What did he give the Memavera that she allowed him to stay? The Bloom brings me many things, and I find that no matter who rules, the flow of information in Numenera never changes. He turns back to you. But let us continue. Yeah. Tell me again what you know. I'm here looking for the first Castoff. Yes, let's just show all our cards right now. She's been dead for over a century. Have you tried her tomb? She's alive. She's here. And she's in the bloom. Massoff told me. Fine, if I were looking for a random cast-off in the bloom, where would I start? I worry about telling this guy too much. I'm not... convincing him she's alive, not a great idea. Fine, if I were looking for a random cast-off, I think that's what I should ask. Very good indeed. You declare one thing, I declare another, and so you find a way to sidestep my denial. I concede in the face of your surety that my information may be incorrect. I do not have your answer, but I know one who might. He's very confident in his information. How intriguing. If you want to know anything about the bloom, you should speak to its ruler, the Memavera. Have we not already spoken to the Memavera? Or am I... I can't remember. Anyone can claim that title. Question is how well she holds it. He raises an eyebrow. Well enough so far. Tell me about the Memavera. A hard, ruthless woman. She holds the control of the bloom because it favors her. She uses this advantage to dominate the trade routes and control access to the maws that lead to other worlds. Didn't we talk to the Memavera about freeing, Rin? Wasn't that who we were talking to? I think that's right. She uses this advantage to dominate the trade routes or routes, depending on which side of the room you're standing. She dominates the trade thingies and uses it to control access to the maws that lead to other worlds. But the maws are closing and thus her funds are dwindling. She glances at Makina. I believe your friend here can tell you more about her. I'll find the first myself. I don't think it's a good idea to tip our hand quite that much at this point. Where can I find the Memavera? Inside her fortress, but she has locked her gates to outsiders while she considers the problems that face her. Only those who can provide something of value to her get in now. Oh boy, yeah. He bows. Like me. Tell me again what you know about Canada. I see. So what do you want in exchange for an introduction to the Memavera? I once had claim to an artifact, but it was spirited away to a place called the Ascension of Kexlianish, a realm of crystalline beauty. I need that artifact back. It's called the Magmatic Amulet, a circlet of dark, hyaline material. It is of great interest to me. Great interest. I believe that you may be uniquely suited to retrieve it. Yay, quests! The Ascension of Kexlianish. The Magmatic Amulet. Circle of dark, hyaline material. We're using a lot of interesting words here. I always imagined the word amulet. I've seen that before, mostly in gaming books. Which, you know, I figured that like amulet, which I've also seen, it's kind of just a variation of the word amulet. I'm not sure. Shall we find out? To the dictionary! Amulet.
Amulet.
Amulet. Also called bandelet, square and rabbit architecture. No, that's not what we want. Heraldry, a ring represented as a voided roundel, which is sort of just a round thing, basically. Pattern like that. Used especially as the cadence mark of a fifth sun. Okay. In entomology, it's a ring usually colored around the surface of an organ. So it's a ring. Okay. A ring-shaped thingy. Cool. All right. Also, you know, just kind of out of curiosity.
Hyaline.
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 Or hyaline. Hyaline or hyaline is a horny substance found in hyatids, closely resembling chitin. I feel they mean it is covered in little horns, probably. Yeah, that's all it could mean, right? A structureless, transparent substance found in cartilage, the eye, etc., resulting from pathological degeneration of tissue, or it could mean something glassy or transparent, or adjective, or relating to hyaline, glassy or transparent, or relating to glass. Amorphous, not crystalline. Okay. So a weird sort of rough, glassy substance thingy that is sort of dark, glassy, perhaps rough, circle-shaped thingy is what we're looking for. Hey, hello. Hey, Origami Sherry. Greetings. Welcome. Hi, I finally made it past the place I was a year and a half ago. We're in new territory now. Let me actually... There, okay. Find it, bring it to me, and I guarantee you an audience with the Memovera. What if I decline? Alright. How do I get to this ascension? Follow the caravan road to the trade post. You'll find a maw there, and it will take you to the ascension. So this is... Oh, great. So the bloom takes you to different places, which I think we'd heard about that before, vaguely. But apparently there are like portals in the bloom that can take you to different layers. Different dimensions. And this could be that. Or this could just be teleportation, I'm not sure. Could be both. I don't know. What did they call them? The beings from the ultra-terrestrials. That's what beings from such places are called, from different dimensions anyway, are called in the Numenera tabletop game. Follow the caravan to the trade post. You'll find a maw there and it will take you to the ascension. Or rather it did, but that's why I'm sending you, Castoff. Your kind always finds a way toward your sire's footsteps. What's a maw? Funny that. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to remember. This isn't important, but as someone who I know is now watching might know this. I'm trying to think whether this game predates the dark matter game that also uses maws to transport people from place to place. Perhaps a different type. You just wrapped up a Netflix watch party with your nieces and nephew, and you're going to attempt to start a game of Power Outage. You're getting them into tabletop RPGs. Best of luck! That sounds awesome. Very cool. Very nice. Let's ask this game character what a maw is. A maw is one of the many mouths of the bloom, reaching its tendrils through the dimensions. There it is. Some enterprising individuals travel these tendrils, exploring new worlds and bringing back strange and wondrous items for trade. What if I decline? They seem excited. That's cool. That's great. You have to corrupt them when they're young. That's when you get them into the world of tabletop games. Traveling through giant mouths. Yes, yeah, basically. What we're doing. What if I decline? What if I decline? He shrugs. You won't get into the Memovera's fortress, and most likely you'll be devoured by the bloom, with nothing left of you but memories of what could have been. But as with all things, this is your choice. A stubborn one, this, but give him time. No doubt he'll come back.
Making a note.
He gestures toward the large open chamber behind him. Ask around. You'll find that I trade fairly. You'll also find that I brook no deceit. He stifles a yawn. But I have other business to attend to. If you wish to gain access to the Memovera, you'd best go. Oh, and if you happen to see our mutual friend Tiber, please let him know I'd like a word. Ah, Tiber. I barely remember Tiber, but I know that he was very roguelike.
Making a note.
Dracogen's price. Remember the magmatic amulet from the Ascension. Best of luck. Ah! Okay. Now the time has come to save the game. Someday when that circle stops turning. Made it! Okay, we finally made it. And we all need to level up again, so that's... And apparently... Eratus wants to talk. Alright. So we're going to increase... we're doing skills. Obviously, we're going to up cipher use. We have to do that. That's going to be helpful. Okay. You have reached Tier 4. Abilities unlocked. Concentration increase. Awesome. Bounce back. Whenever an enemy makes a melee attack on you, they are shoved back at a short distance. There's a lot of that going on with the Last Castoff's attacks at this point. That's interesting. You've reached Tier 4. Choose abilities to learn. I'm not sure what I need. There's so much. There are too many things. Oh, God. Okay. Plague spirits. Obviously, that's what we want. Infuse critical hits with entropic forces, conferring disrupted on top of the normal effects. Maelstrom. Deal 2 energy damage. Target all in a small area. Interesting. Chemical damage. 2 mental damage. 2 chemical, 2 mental, 2 transdimensional, 2 relativistic. Relativistic damage! Physical damage. For a total of 12 damage, even on a miss, deal 1 damage per level of effort applied. Plus 1 damage per effort applied, max plus 4, plus 0 on attacks. Consumes action. Probably helps if you're not clustered together with a bunch of people. Resourceful. Plus 1 training in cipher use skill allows you to carry additional ciphers. Innervate, which is not nearly as terrifying as it sounds. I think it's mostly healing, right? Remove negative fetals. Heal 6 points of health. That's something I think Rin can do. Quantum Step, something else Rin can do. Something very useful Rin can do. We're not going to have Rin forever. We've eventually got to resolve Rin's plotline. Quantum Step would be cool. Targeting Eye. Gain plus 15% on esoteric attacks. I mean, being able to hop around like that would be nice. Anyway. Energize. Energize. Choose a damage type. Confer energized. All damage dealt is converted to the chosen type. Unstoppable force. Plus 2 damage on esoteric attacks. Scanning array. Plus 5% bonus for each level of effort applied to perception lore. Ooh. Perception. Lore machinery. Lore mystical. And lore natural tasks. Mmm. Inside action. Target an ally with enemies in weapon range. And then choose one of those enemies. The chosen ally makes an immediate attack on that enemy. That could be really cool. Also costs 3 intellect, but that's very interesting. You focus on an ally, sharpening their reflexes, boosting their reaction times with your formidable psychic strength. Gravity manipulation. That's a fun one. Space warping pulse that pushes or pulls all creatures in range. We looked at plague spirits. Animate balefire. Targets a point on the ground and within medium range. Summon a construct that draws the attacks of all nearby enemies and fights to your side. Fights on your side. Wait, what? Summon a construct that draws the attacks of all nearby enemies and fights on your side. This character can only summon one animate balefire at a time. Active entire crisis. Okay, it's kind of a distraction thingy. Mind control. On a hit, confers controlled, forces the target to fight on your side. Active 3 rounds. And of course, good old Maelstrom, which nukes everything close to you. Whew. Oh, wait, no, wait. Within a medium range. That makes it considerably more valuable. I thought it targeted your position, right? But no. That could be really nice. The ability to hit better would also be nice. Esoteries. Which ones are the esoteries? It's been too long. I wish I could remember what that means. Yeah. And of course, carrying additional ciphers, which I already took cipher use. Is it possible to have even more of that? Oh, we get 2 of these. I'm taking Maelstrom. I might take the Balefire. I might take Inside Action. That one actually looks pretty good. Or I could just get Quantum Step so that I can do the same thing Rin can. Get everyone out across the battlefield in one round. Would not be bad. I'm going to take Energize. I think that's going to be more useful here. Immediately, anyway. Okay, that's done. Rin, lost child who shapes gods. We're going to level Rin up. So, what do we want to help Rin with? We can increase her stat pools. That's probably where we want to go first. Increase edge. Extra effort. These are not bad things. Improved ability, improved skill. What improved skill would she pick up? Stealth. She does hide quite a bit. Perception is not bad. Cipher use, which could help. Mystical lore, natural lore. I think I'm going to increase the stat pools. Once again, upping her intellect and speed, so she can be kind of running neck and neck there, to do the things she needs to do. She is not much on might. Don't we want to increase her might so she can do a little bit? She can't increase her might. Never mind. We'll just keep her split then. There. Matkina also must be leveled. Just looking once again at what Matkina can do. Oh, you get plus 20% when you're hidden. I didn't think about that. Should have her hide more. Trained Infiltrator. Warp Dash. Warp Dash is great. Erratic Field. Analytic Attack. They like them $10 words. Okay. So, we can increase stat pools, we can increase edge, or we can do abilities. I do want to look and see what's available. Infused Weapon, better Warp Dash. Better Analytic Attack. Better Amaurotic Field. I am considering doing that with Warp Dash. I am considering it. Upping the Warp Dash might be cool. But I'm going to increase the stat pools instead, because of course I am. I'm going to, I'm going to go all in on speed for her. And Eratis. The direct approach. I haven't used that hook very much. There was actually a couple of points when we were fighting the Sorrow Fragments when that hook would have come in handy that I didn't think to use it. But anyway, an overly impulsive glaive, who is as heroic as he believes himself to be. Whereas Makina was a furtive jack who murders. Okay. Murder. I'm just going to go for the stat pools, I think. I mean, unless we really want to dig in here. Smashing, better smashing. Yeah, no. Stat pools. Mightier! There we go.
Stop it. You're staring at me.
I'm trying to figure you out. I've never met anyone like you.
Nor have I. Very well. You may continue staring.
Okay. We need to talk to Eratis. Apparently there's stuff to be said. Just going to make a ridiculous number of saved games because I can. We are now chatting in the courtyard.
No? Oh, it's you. Can I ask you something?
If you didn't know better, you'd think he looked thoughtful. He rubs the side of his face, then the corners of his sleep-bruised eyes. I'm actually curious about something here. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's doing okay. Alright. I was curious about if the audio was, how well the audio of the game was coming through. Let's continue. I've been pondering some things for over an hour about what happened back there in Mila Vest. Yeah, we've been here for like 10 minutes and he's been doing it for over an hour. All those people with stories so like your own, and now so many of them have just stopped. And I barely knew them at all. How... He pauses, toying with his doublet and staring at the sky. His glow pulses growing brighter and brighter until it is hard to look at him directly. How are they supposed to be part of my story if they're dead? And his thought, we don't like this thought! Suffuse been blind him, yes! Just as a reminder, since it's been a while, this character is voiced by Chris Conroy, Kyan Chris Conroy, who does the Technical Difficulties podcast, which is very fun to listen to. It's been on hiatus for a while, but hopefully there will be more of it coming at some point. You talk about them like they didn't exist before you came along. They were important too. They were my brothers and sisters and now they're gone. It's not really about you, Eratis. They aren't part of your story. Most of them were born long before any of us. Their stories don't matter, only yours. Like, what direction do we want to, sort of point him in here? Because there's somewhere here in the bloom we can help him. I'm going to try this first response. That was a gold tide. Dang it! I know, I keep not thinking in terms of tides and getting the tides raised that I I want the blue tide raised, blue and indigo. Oh, I know, he says, chuckling. I didn't think they appeared the moment I arrived. He shakes his head. It must have been hard for them, you know, waiting for me to get there, knowing the things would be so boring until I did. Then he slaps his forehead. We weren't talking about me. We were talking about your family. We weren't talking about me. We were talking about your family. Gold tide raised a tiny amount. Red tide raised a tiny amount. There, he begins, then winces. The glow around him is glowing brighter than it ever has before. He doesn't appear to notice, however. Their stories are over now, aren't they? I mean, unless they come back at some dramatic moment, more powerful than they were before. I love doing that. He's still talking. We are filling his eyes and thoughts, and he is still talking. But assuming that doesn't happen, what does it mean? Their stories mattered to them, I think. But what do they matter now? The golden light of his aura and his casual words can't quite hide the glimmering beads of sweat rolling down his cheeks. Let's see, we escaped and they didn't. It's up to us to determine whether their lives and deaths matter. That's one way to look at it. Their lives are over. It doesn't matter. We must make sure our lives do. I like to think they live on in our memories, if nowhere else. The stories of theirs that we know are part of something larger now. Forget it. Let's continue on. I mean, we could go philosophical here. What's the bluest response? Doesn't matter. We must make sure. I don't know. It's up to us to determine whether our lives and death matter. I mean, I like this response. We'll try this one. Yes, indigo and blue. Yes. Hang on. Ah, lungs. Yes, he says wistfully. A larger story. Indigo tide raised, blue tide raised. I've always lived life to the next adventure, but now I'm wondering where it will end. What will it be like? He pauses, shocked by his own thought. What will happen after? You will inspire others to follow your example, to host us, to entertain us. Follow your example to host us, and to entertain us. Sure, that's what that was about. The lung demons are out today. That thing keeps pulsing. This is the muscular orifice that first expelled you into the bloom. It quivers and clenches in agitation. Yep. That would probably do that. These shanties are constructed entirely of tanned bloom flesh, the framework of harvested bone and gristle. Huh. There's Kian being kicked by shadow people. This tent is made from scavenged canvas and flimsy wooden poles. It smells faintly of sweat. Refugee. Refugee. Oh, that looks nice. Slaves in a laser cage of some kind. Exile. I wanted to check the map. Such as it is right now, probably we can only see this stuff. Yeah, okay. So I think at this point, now that we've done leveling up, for some reason the lung demons are really trying to get at me now. Odd-looking symbols flicker across these screens. They appear to be communication devices, but they only respond to Dracogen's touch. Isomorphic controls. So I'm starting to feel a little bit woozy as a result. I don't know if it's just that it's a bad lung day, or if it's something else. But I feel like, I mean, we've gone a good hour 20 at this point. I think we can go ahead and call this one for now, and I can come back to this later. I got through the part I really wanted to get through, so that was very important. And we can resume next time with more stuff. So I think we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and save one more time. And go post chat. And I think that'll do it. Yes, I think shall do it. All right. So, let me see here. Let me go ahead and keep this going. It's going to be very, very strange. No, that's all right. We'll talk for a little while. Hi, how are you? How's it going? This is cool. Finally, we've made it past the point that I wanted to make it past. So that was very cool. I think that I'm going to try doing this like once a week if I can. We'll see how it goes. And I don't know if I might also continue, and probably also somewhere in there I'll continue doing Cities Skylines. Yeah, so, you know, you can always do more video gamery. If one wishes. Let's see. So what do we have happening? So tomorrow I'm going to be over on Weave the Tale, playing in a game run by Trooper SJP, called Fate of Cthulhu. This particular little campaign being called The Return of Carcosa, which is a lot of fun. Then on Sunday afternoons, when everyone's available, we have our regular game of Dark Matter here on this channel, run by Alyssa, Origami Shuriken in chat. Fantasy in Space. And then on Tuesday nights, also here on this channel, we have a game that I run of Urban Shadows that's set in Rome, Italy. And we have been having a lot of fun with that. So we are kind of roughly at about the halfway point there, almost, I think. Roughly. This next session will tell me whether we're at the halfway point or not. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's basically everything at this point that is currently going on. So I think we're just going to leave it there for now. This has been a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to, I really, as far as this game goes, I had been sitting there trying to, you know, I made a false start a while back trying to get back into it, and it's like, no, I've immediately got to fight a manifestation of sorrow. I was experiencing a lot of sorrow at the time. A lot of people were. It was, you know, not too far, I think, into the pandemic. Maybe. Actually, it might not have even been then. I can't remember. I cannot remember exactly when it was. But I was not ready at that point. But at this point, I think we can actually decently work on this final arc here. The final arc, I believe, of this game is set in the Bloom. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to finding out what those shadow people were who are being terribly cruel. I am looking forward to finding out more about the Bloom itself and how it works, and how. Actually, ultimately, I kind of want to know more about how this whole Sagas Cliffs area even connects up to other things going on in the Ninth World a little bit. We've had some hints of that throughout, even just sort of on a cosmic scale, right? And I don't know if a lot of that's going to get answered in this game, or if that's more in the source book for this game for Numenera. Because there's a source book that they did that covers the stuff in this game, but it's for the tabletop role-playing game. So I might end up looking at that. We'll see. But this has been a lot of fun getting back into it, and I will say we got through. We got away from the sorrow a little better, a little more easily than I was expecting it to be. But that's again because I knew where to go, so that had something to do with it. I'd done it before. Or rather, I had specifically not done it before. I I had been, I failed before, and but this time I sort of had a better grasp on it, and also knew from things I was looking at, because we need to get to the end of this damn thing. And hopefully that shall happen. To the bitter end! We'll see, we'll see. Alright, folks, well, I think that's about all I've got. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden.